So, what's up everyone? Welcome ulit. Ito yung first podcast.
Parang, siribo ka, seryoso ka.
Seryoso ba masyado? So, wala nang patumpik-tumpik pa.
Magandang gabi sa inyo lahat. I'm very excited that pwede tayong marami pag-usapan ngayong gabi nito, di ba? Ano bang balak mong pag-usapan?
Marami. Actually, since I'm 24 years old and how old are you now?
53!
Yeah.
The ripe old age of 53!
So, times 2, di ba, ng age ko?
Don't rub it in. Haba akong 53? Hindi naman, di ba? Sabi nga ng anak ng friend ko kagabi, when they were saying, Lolo Pax, Lolo Pax. Sabi niya, bakit ka Lolo Pax? Hindi ka naman mukhang lolo.
Yun. Sana all mo kang bata. I think marami kang mabibigay na wisdom para sa akin.
Pwede. Ano ba pag-uusapan din dyan? Sige, go fire!
Unang tanong, ano yung first time na na-experience mo si God? Or nagkaroon ka ng idea na God exists?
Actually talaga, growing up, my mom is actually a very religious person. So, sometimes mga over-religious because she's also practically very superstitious. So, every time may piyesta, ang nanay ko talaga nagpapapiesta. Every time may mga padasal, so ang nanay ko talaga nagpapadasal, yung mga ganon. And my mom always brings us to Sunday Mass talaga. And every time nakikita ko, I remember even at the age of 4, 5, 6, long ago, I remember my mom, pagdating sa simbahan, lumuluhod talaga, pumipikit, at saka alam mo yun, nagmamumble-mumble. And I used to look at my mom, and I wondered, why is my mom so serious in this place? So, that's how I got exposed talaga to religiosity and seriousness in the faith talaga. Over the years, syempre, di ba, when you see your mom regularly do that, you ask yourself, is this real? You ask yourself kung, will this also work for me? So, syempre, habang dinala ko ng nanay ko sa simbahan, sa eskwela, tinuturo sa religion, maaga pa lang talaga I understood that there must be something far bigger, far more mysterious than what I know to be true. So, over the years talaga, I started to feel that God was real. On top of that pa, for some unknown reason, pag hindi ako nakakapagsimba weekly, nalagnat talaga ako. And hinahanap-hanap ko talaga siya.
So, nung bata ka pa lang, kapag namimiss mo yung Sunday Mass,
Nagkakasakit ako, nagkakalagnat ako.
may side effects sa'yo.
Oo. Hindi ko maintindihan. But my mom noticed that first. Ano nangyari sa'yo? Ba't pag hindi ka nakakapagsimba, nalalagnat ka? So my mom always brought me to church talaga. And when I am in church, I see people praying together. I think kasi Katoliko ako, di ba? Because people kneel together.
Yeah.
Okay, people pray seriously because of the silence in church, di ba? And I see people, nag-aantad ng sabay-sabay. Okay, sabay-sabay sinasabi yung mga sinasabi sa simbahan at saka sa misa. So naalala ko talaga yung mga tao, they seem to be seriously worshiping somebody important. Although at a very young age, di ko maintindihan what's going on, but I can sense deep down that something important is happening.
Good thing on your part, bata ka pa lang, exposed ka na sa religious activity na nagbigay sa'yo ng linaw na God exists talaga.
Ang problema nga lang din, ang opposite. Kasi nanay ko, on top of being religious, sobrang superstitious din. Alam mo yun? Pag New Year, dapat bilog-bilog na prutas, yung mga ganon. Tapos pag merong bagong pinagawa sa bahay, nagpapadugo ng manok, mga ganon-ganon. Kasi yun yung, I think, yung purpose ng mga padugo-padugo because we know that there are some spiritual happenings out there that is beyond our understanding, and sometimes unless properly guided, syempre nagsasakripisyo para tulungan ng mga espiritu. Over the years, of course, my mom learned along the way.
For me, on my end, although family ko is Catholic, yun lang, hindi in-explain sa akin yung
Nagsisimba
faith.
kayo?
Hindi rin eh.
So yung tatay mo, hindi ka nila sa simbahan?
Nagsisimba kami pero hindi regularly. Like, pag may birthday lang, may event.
Pero at least nagsisimba kayo.
Yeah, but upbringing ko ganun, nag-lead sa akin sa atheism. Since
Bakit?
walang nag-explain sa akin ng faith. Like, isipin mo, bata ka, growing up, and nagkaroon ka ng mga friends na born again, Iglesia ni Cristo. So, ang dami, naging diverse ka at the same time, you question about your faith na hindi naman tinuro sa bahay mo or sa household
So you
mo.
began to wonder kung totoo ba o hindi.
Tapos inisip ko, pare-pareho lang naman kayo naniniwala kay Christ, pero bakit kayo nagtatalo? Ayun yung nag-lead sa akin sa atheism na, bahala kayong mag-away, wala akong paniniwalaan. Lahat yan, gawa-gawa lang.
I'm curious, when you were an atheist, syempre, an atheist kasi means that Hindi ako naniniwala there's something bigger or something powerful out there, di ba? Did you ever wonder, for example, kung paano ginawa ang universe, for example, or
I think the problem of that, panahon ko, hindi ako naniniwala the concept of God itself, but I look for spiritual experiences. At the same time, naniniwala ako sa Big Bang. Mga scientific, parang pag di na-explain ng science, hindi siya totoo. So, ganun ka-limited yung mind ko dati. And at the same time, since legaw ka, tapos yung pinopromote pa ng mundo is against the church.
okay,
Against the faith.
I've always wondered, kasi I know about atheists, but I've never had an atheist friend talaga. So, anong impact ng atheism sa'yo? I heard,
Wala.
kung atheist ka kasi, you can do anything. You can actually commit so many things.
Exactly.
Because wala ka namang Diyos di ba?
Yun lang yung benefit niya. Pero di siya talaga benefit for your soul. Pero during that time na atheist ako, I can do anything. Bro, high school life ko, ang dami ko naging barkada na sobrang bad influence on my
So,
life.
because, syempre, yung mindset mo, atheist ka, pero yung conscience mo, hindi mai-deny yun Wala ka konsensya noon. This experience is so true for many young people They probably got hurt along the way. They have lost faith in a loving and wonderful God, diba? And they started to turn to things. Like, syempre, it's much easier to have no God because pwede mong gumawa ng gusto mong gawin
Siguro.
Kung totoong atheist ka, hindi ka nagigilty.
Siguro since nung atheist ako, at the same time, indulge ako sa sin, yung sinabi nga ni Thomas Aquinas na darkening of the intellect, darken yung intellect ko nun, so di ko alam yung ginagawa ko. But by the grace of God, during the pandemic, nagkaroon ako ng conversion. Doon ako nalinawan, bakit ganito yung mundo? Bakit? Doon ko nakita yung duality ng mundo.
What was the moment that changed everything for you?
Tinry ko magdasal kasi hindi ko ma-share dito yung pinaka-full story niya since very personal siya. Nagkaroon ako ng pagkakataon na di ko mabitawan yung particular sin na yun. And I tried to pray. Kasi tinatry ko i-let go sa sarili ko with my own power. Di ko talagang magawa.
So you're trying to let go of a sin. So unang-una, you could see na kasalanan yun. Okay? And what were you feeling exactly at that moment? Do you,
Depressed. And
nadidepress ka?
depressed kasi alam kong masama na to So sabihin
Ano
natin,
mo nalaman na masama?
effect sa akin. Physically,
tama.
mentally. So parang,
The fact na hindi ka mapag-isip, the fact na you don't feel good or you feel depressed, you said something must be wrong. And how did you pinpoint that specific sin talaga? Because it was, nakikita mo talaga yung impact sa'yo.
yeah. And I tried to destroy that sin with my willpower. And that particular time,
You tried to overcome it.
di ko talaga
Gusto
magawa.
mong pigilin.
So, tinry ko magdasal. Pray na lang yung pwede kong gawin
You didn't try to talk to a psychologist. Graduate ka nga pala.
Yeah, kaya nga, I'm not bragging. Psychology is rationalizing your sin for me.
You can justify it.
Yeah, justify it.
You can use the psychology tools to justify,
Your sins.
meaning to justify an action, to make it okay. That's what you're trying to say. Kasi, yung sin kasi is a concept of good and evil and religiosity, di ba? Or spirituality.
And yung pinapoint out mo kanina na kung wala ba akong konsensya, I think meron akong konsensya, dinarationalize ko yung ginagawa ko. Hindi, ganito yan. Hindi, ganito.
A lot has happened for you since that moment.
Yeah, sobra. Ang dami nagbago. Kahit mga kaibigan ko, hindi na ako nakikilala. Parang, ay, ko ba yan? Ang laki ng pinagbago mo. Kasi dati, talagang galit ako sa faith. Galit ako sa religion. Galit ako sa Christianity
Alam mo,
itself.
I've always been amazed actually about how some people think na it is actually much freer. Kasi a lot of people say na religion is actually the opium of the masses.
Yeah.
Meaning, a lot of people in power use religion to control people. And so, ang accusation talaga ng mga matatalino is that kapag naniniwala ka sa mga ganong konsepto, hindi ka nag-iisip, bobo ka, tanga ka, kaya kang control ng iba. Okay? Tapos, ang ano naman, sa kabilang side naman, ang argument nila is that, nga, you have control, pero hindi ka na masaya. Anong point?
Yeah.
Samantalang, yung may mga malakas na pananampalataya, they're actually very happy. The happiest people in the world are those who have faith. The depressed people in the world are those who do not believe. It's a phenomenon that consistently amazes me, di ba? Do you want to be happy? Believe in the supernatural. Okay? You want control? Kill all religion. But at the same time, is being happy the ultimate goal? That's a question. Most people kasi ngayon, especially the young people, they are so into kung saan ka masaya. What do you think about that concept? Saan ka masaya?
Yung concept na binibigay mo na walang fate, sabi nating malaya sila gawin ang gusto nila since walang nagbabawal, wala silang concept ng laws. Hindi naman talaga sila malaya kasi nakakulong sila sa inclination ng flesh nila eh. Parang kung ano lang maramdaman nila, kung ano lang isipin nila, gagawin nila.
That's a concept that we have to distinguish, no? Nakakulong sila sa incarnation nila. What does that mean?
Hindi sila malaya sa nararamdaman nila.
That malaya ka ba talaga if ang nagdedesisyon para sa iyo yung feelings mo?
Hindi ka malaya.
Malaya ka ba talaga kung decision para sa iyo yung pleasure mo? Malaya ka bang talaga kung hindi mo kayang gawin yung tama kasi mas gusto mong gawin yung mas masarap o pleasurable or di ba? On the one hand, that's a good idea or thought to really consider. I've heard that advice so many times. Do what makes you happy.
Yun yung paradox, bro eh. Dito sa modern age na to, sa generation ko, open tayo gawin lahat. Lahat pwede
available na.
But bakit ang daming nag-suicide?
And then depressed.
Ang
Diba?
daming depressed. Kung lahat naman sila kaya nila gawin yung magpapasaya sa kanila.
Sometimes when you think about it, tama si St. Augustine dyan. My heart will always be restless until it finds its rest in you. When you think about it, diba? You can drink a lot of alcohol and kapag nalasing ka, feeling mo masaya ka. So you can try drugs. Feeling mo, pag high na high ka na, masaya ka. Are you really happy pag nagda-drugs? Kasi ako, I'm 53. I think nalasing ako 3 times. Yung lasing talaga nalasing. Yung gugulong ka na sa lupa talaga. 3 times in my life. But every time, pagising mo from being lasing, hindi ka naman masaya eh. Masakit pa nga ulo mo, di ba?
Ang meron din quote si Fulton Sheen na sabi niya, there's a 2 types of person who drinks alcohol. One, to enjoy life. The other is to escape the world or his problems.
I've tried drinking alcohol and not once did I ever enjoy it. Probably
personal
for some
preference
people,
na lang siya.
no?
Personal preference.
Mas masarap pa yung Pepsi Cola.
Mas masarap sa'yo, mas nagka-function kapag sober ka.
Mas masarap,
okay ka.
Mas masarap pa yung ano. I think because people want to express themselves and the only way they can express themselves is pag
lasing
sila.
Or nakainom.
So yun yung sasabi nilang masaya sila.
Ano yan eh, merong kasabihan sa Tagalog na hiram na tapang pag nakainom ka.
Ako kasi, walang takot.
Walang takot.
Walang takot.
Makapal.
Makapal ang mukha ko eh. Pwede kong aminin lahat ng pwedeng aminin eh.
Sa kanya lang hindi. Oh!
Mahal kita. Yes!
Sino ba yun? Malalaman sa susunod na
Kabanata.
So, proceed tayo sa next question. So, kung babalik ka sa pagiging 24-year-old mo, ano yung concept mo dati ng pagiging tunay na lalaki o pagiging man?
So for me, when I was at your age, I always wanted to succeed as fast as possible. Because even then kasi, ang tatay ko, by the way, my dad is kapitan ng barko. Okay, very successful financially, very, very responsible father. The problem talaga was my dad was absent. And so, while I admire my dad, while I want to have the same success as he did, what I was trying to accomplish more than what my dad accomplished was the ability not just to pay for the house, for the car, and financially secure my family, but also have the time to enjoy it. So I was in a hurry to get to a place, pwede kaya magkaroon ng future na may pera at may panahon. I wasn't planning to stay in a company, hindi ako napopromote talaga. Sa utak ko talaga, 2 years lang maximum. If I don't get promoted in this company, I'm leaving. Gonna get a different company and different job because I want to get to 100,000 monthly before the age of 30 talaga. At that time, this was in 24, I'm 53, that was 30 years ago, di ba? That would be 1995, 98, mga ganun. So during that time, my only concern was how fast can I succeed financially and how fast can I create a situation where I have more time for my family. Because having money and having time provides more opportunities to be husband and father.
Yeah. On my end kasi, sobrang accessible na ng information and there's a lot of competition for our generation. So what is your take about the career path?
For me, if I'm gonna be honest, you are still far away from possible death, di ba? Ako, I'm 53. I probably would live until 75, 80, I don't know. So I'm closer to the grave than you and many others would be listening, di ba? So honestly, the idea of eternity has been a constant conversation in my head talaga. So hindi na enough. Kasi syempre may pera na ako, I can afford to do many things, but now I'm concerned about, will I go to heaven? So ultimately the question really isn't, what do I want to do now? It's more, where are you going? Now, if I look back, if you are 24 right now, if you're listening to this podcast, and you're 24 years old right now, if you ask me, is success important? Yes, it is. But the question isn't whether success is important. The question is, para saan? What do you need your success for? Because, for example, I have so many friends now, okay, who's trying to get success in their business or success in their career. But so what? What do you need it for? Because in my generation, it was very clear. The whole point about success in career is so you can provide for your family. But ngayon, how many men or boys are wanting to get married? So if you don't plan to get married, why even want to become successful? Play internet games, play online games, because there's no more need to succeed if there's no need to become father or husband. So the whole point of making more money is to take care of your wife, to take care of your children, to do what's good for them, di ba? Para saan? Anong ipinaglalaban mo? So, if you ask me today, the first question is, paano ma-promote? Hindi. That's not the first question. The first question is, para sa anong ipinaglalaban mo? Kasi if you just want to have fun, you don't need to go to work. You just go play online games. Makay ka lang tinapay.
Distract yourself.
Diba? Or, I have traveled the world. I've traveled so many countries in the world, and if I'm gonna be honest, I enjoyed only those places na kasama ko yung asawa ko, kasama ko yung anak ko. Because in my corporate job, I used to travel a lot naman din eh. The hotels look the same. At least for me, the hotels look the same, the beaches look the same. In fact, sa Pilipinas, mas maganda pa nga yung mga beach sa Pilipinas eh. Maganda pa yung mga lugar sa Pilipinas na marami sa atin hindi nakakapunta. Nakapunta ka ng France, for example, but you've never been to an amazing beach in Palawan or Panglao. Diba? But even if you go to Paris, even if you go to London, or you go to Palawan, kung nag-iisa ka naman, why? How is that fun? So at the end of the day, for me, what are you fighting for? Because if that is clear, then there's a reason to work hard, a reason to make sacrifices, a reason to fight, a reason to wake up early, to sleep late, to work hard, to read books, to learn new languages, to learn new skills. Then all these things that have to be sacrificed upon. What are you fighting for? Para kanino? And then the question of, okay, how do I succeed financially becomes relevant. But further, so if the first question is para saan, para kanino? The second question is, how do I succeed? The zero question should be, anong ending nito? I understand kung bakit maraming mga Gen Z ngayon that are looking for meaning. I don't think the Gen Zs are cornering the concept of purpose and meaning. It's always been there, even for the Gen Xers, for the boomers, for everybody. If you interview successful people, they are clear about the destination. What is the ultimate ending? Where are we all going? I think that's an important question to ask also.
As a man, you should know your purpose and your ultimate goal. So, ang tanong ko bro, how to know your purpose or have clarity as a man?
It is tough to get clarity on your own. I think, you always say this as iron sharpens iron. I think men should have a group of other men to ask these questions with talaga. Kasi if nobody asks you this question, generally kasi we don't ask it ourselves. When I was younger kasi, I had a boss who mentored me. I remember this distinct time. Sa San Miguel kasi, I lost my confidence. It's a long story. When I got to Pepsi Cola, he rebuilt my confidence talaga. And I remember, we were going to Tanawan, and he asked me, sabi niya sa akin, "Oh, Pax, do you want to go to Tanawan with me for some training? Vision, mission, values training?" I looked at him and said, "Oh naman, boss. Kung gusto mo po, pwede akong sumama." So he looked me in the eye and said, "No, I'm asking you if you want to go." Sabi niya, if you want to be successful in life, at that time I was 24, you gotta be decisive at what you want to do and where you want to go. So sabi niya, let me ask you again, do you want to join me in Tanawan? Sabi ko, yes boss, I want to go with you in Tanawan. Sabi niya, good, very good. Go, get a ticket. At that moment in my life, I realized, I am so grateful because yung boss ko trained me not just to rely on others, but to decide what I want to do with my life. So for me, having mentors provide clarity. Because mentors who have had experience talaga in life ask the questions that confront us. That's why, alam mo, in some cultures, merong rite of passage. Older men who've had experience already about life.
Nag-introduce sa'yo sa initiation process.
Yeah, and transferring, their wisdom and experience with the younger generation talaga. Ito for example, this conversation, for example, is very important because somewhere, not everybody, of course, somewhere along the way, someone will realize na, I might need a mentor as well. Of course, choose the right mentor. You better choose a mentor that has what you want and at the same time, right choose na mentor. Baka kasi yung mentor na makuha mo, mapariwara ka lalo.
Mentor-mentoran.
No different to choosing friends. There are good influence friends and there are bad influence friends.
So, what are the things best na natutunan mo sa mentor mo during that time?
Now, let me start with this. One of the things that I do think played an important role in shaping who I am talaga was my faith talaga. I can have so many mentors, but without a foundation of faith kasi, choosing wise mentors become tough. Chamba-chamba. But because I was in a seminary, and even at a very young age, I understood how important my relationship to God is. So I would consider God to be my first mentor. Okay, so I prayed regularly, I went to Mass daily, I prayed the Rosary. And because I had these habits of faith and prayer, I do think God led me to the right men who taught me about career, who taught me about being a husband, who taught me about being a father. So I've had good mentors who helped me see how I can be good in these different areas of my life. So my advice would be, have a proper foundation first. Ask those questions. Where are you going? Anong ultimate destination? Because we're all gonna die. Anong ultimate destination? That's one. Number two, what are you fighting for? You're fighting for God and who? And a family. So is it important to build your own family? Kung wala ka pang pamilya, then take care of your parents, mga kapatid. Only then can you choose which area in your life you want mentorship.
Next question. Kung babalik ka sa 20s mo, ano yung habit na dapat na-implement mo na?
Two things. I would want a strong prayer life. That's one. That I have because of the seminary. I wish a lot more men have it because when you have a good prayer life, kasi hindi ka madaling ma-up and down emotionally. Even when you meet challenges, you lose a friend, you lose a wife, nag-fail ka in a project, you don't get depressed very easily because you have faith that God is faithful and He will always reward you when you are faithful. That's one. Number two is health habits. Kasi when I was younger kasi, pwede kang kumain ng 9 cups of rice, mga ganun. 9 cups of rice, ang ulam mo spaghetti. Yung ganun.
Carbs to carbs.
Kahit anong kainin mo, hindi ka tumataba. Ang problema is that yung eating habits mo, nadadala mo siya until tumatanda ka. So, pag tanda mo, the metabolism is slower, and yet the eating habits are the same. So, it's so difficult to break the habits of eating a lot of carbs and less protein. Pero hindi. Ang struggle ko ngayon, I've never been into sweets. Okay? Chocolate, whatever. I was never into sweets. But because my wife was into a lot of chocolates, nakuha ko yung habit na yun. It's so difficult to break. And at the age of 53, your body does not metabolize sweet very well.
Yeah.
Diba? Or coffee habit. When I was in corporate, syempre, because I was always running all over the place to talk to the boss, do a lot of projects. So sometimes I forget to eat on the right time. And in between, I was either drinking soft drink or coffee. Now I'm suffering from a very thin lining on my tummy. So, pag inom po ng kape, nasasaktan na kagad ako. If you want to stay as young, as long as possible, and your body is firing the right way, you have to be eating correctly. Like, tama ka. During my time, kasi walang information eh. We were not given enough info on taking care of our body health-wise. Ngayon kasi, all the info is available na. But I wish at 24, the health habits, the exercise habits, and the prayer life was all in place.
Yeah.
Also, leadership and relationship skills. So, you have to have a good prayer life. You have to have good health habits. As early as possible, you need to learn relationship and leadership skills. Because once all of those habits are in place, life becomes easy.
And let's dive in about sa leadership skills. Ano yung mga essential practices na dapat i-implement ko or sa mga viewers para ma-practice nila yung leadership skills?
You know, if we define it, what does it mean to be a leader talaga? At its most basic, Leadership is the ability to influence people. What does it mean to influence? They influence their decisions. A true leader kasi is able to sway or enroll or inspire someone to do what is right or what they're suggesting. The problem is that people kasi think it's convincing. People don't like to be convinced in reality. But what a leader does kasi is that he engenders enough trust that it makes the other person want to listen and follow. So the question is, how do you build trust? So if you ask me, the most important skill is listening. All leaders know how to listen. So what does it mean to listen? It's not enough to be able to repeat what was said. Hindi rin enough na meron kang sagot sa lahat ng tinatanong nila, because you can have all the answers but people don't still want to follow you.
Yeah.
True listening is when people feel good that someone is actually listening to them. Ang mga babae, for example, they say one thing but they mean more than what they say, di ba? Kasi for us guys, kasi it's easy for us na kung ano yung sinabi ko, yun. But,
direct to the point.
Oo, yun. Most of the time, mga lalaki gano'n. Mga babae kasi may mga higher meanings pa or deeper meaning. I think for women kasi, their language is far more complex than a man communicating.
Yeah.
So, a true leader is able to not just hear the actual words, but be able to decipher, including the hidden meanings of what was communicated.
Yeah.
So
active listening.
Pangalawa, whether we like it or not kasi, tayong lahat, meron tayong parang warning signal kung niloloko tayo or hindi. Diba? So because you can be a very good speaker once and convince people, but once they feel or discover na niloko mo sila, they will never trust you again. The reverse is true. Diba? You don't have to be a very good speaker, but once they discover na tinulungan mo talaga sila genuinely, they will start trusting you. So leadership, listening is an action that leaders do. But what distinguishes leaders talaga is that what makes leaders different talaga is that leaders have the heart talaga of
helping people.
Service talaga. Yeah. Now, again, there's nothing wrong with getting paid. There's nothing wrong with getting benefits. But benefits and getting paid are all secondary.
There's always a question about when you're doing a task or action. What is it for me?
True. All of us, human beings now, I've always been aware that we all will do something only if there's something in it for me. Lahat tayo naman ganon. Lahat tayo ganon. But what makes it unique for leaders kasi is that leaders kasi will only do it if they also win. So of course, we all want to win. At the same time, I also want you to win. All the others kasi, willing sila na manalo at matalo ka. Ang leader kasi,
selfish.
I want to win, but at the same time, I also want you to win. That's a distinction talaga. Leaders want to win with others versus I just want to win.
Bakit ka natatawa?
Okay.
Sorry guys, kasi first episode namin to, so kinakapapa namin.
Pati ikaw ko lang.
Cool naman kasi, diba? Kahit ako natututo ako eh.
Tanda na ako.
Ayun yung theme kasi, diba? At the starting of the video, yun yung theme, 24 ako, siya 50. Yan yung matututunan kong wisdom sa kanya. Majority of the time, nakikinig lang talaga ako. Ina-observe ko sinasabi niya. So proceed tayo sa
Tatawa ako sa ibang.
Proceed tayo sa next question. Kung magbibigay ka ng pinaka one bullet or general advice sa kabataan, ano yung may bibigay mong advice?
Ano talaga, I always go down to para saan? The more successful the person is, we will not put any effort unless there's meaning to it talaga. Ba't ko gagawin? Kaya I question everything because I only have 24 hours a day. Limited yung energy ko. Para saan? So I'm willing to work. I'm willing to sacrifice. I'm willing to do whatever is necessary. Diba? I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to invest. Whatever. Pero para saan? And dun pa lang sa tanong na yon, if you are clear about what you're doing it for, you are already ahead of everybody else. Because without that question kasi, you will waste time.
Yeah.
You will waste resources. You will waste energy. You will waste your day.
Yeah.
It could be, for example, because I want to serve God. Pwede. But you have to be conscious. Why are you doing this? Whether we like it or not, we all have 24 hours a day, tama? Okay? So, yung 24 hours na yun, it is never, ever, ever saved. So, ang oras mo, either i-invest mo sa magandang bagay or gagastusin mo lang. So, anong example ng ginastos mo lang? Nalaro ka ng online game. Like, yung sinasabi mo, doom scroll, like, you're spending time. What does it mean to invest time? It is investment if you get something back. Di ba? If you ask, is my family important for me? Yes. Is 12,000 enough? No. Is my job going to give me a better chance? No. It's time to look for something
it's
else.
like they're living in autopilot.
Yes.
So why is that?
Most people do not examine their life. That's what I'm trying to say. You need a mentor or a mastermind team because friends who care and mentors who care will ask you these questions. In the absence of those questions, like everybody else, mga autopilot ka talaga. So because why? Because everyone's doing it. Nakita mo yung boss mo, nakita mo mga tao mo, nag-i-enjoy kayo, pagkatapos ng magtrabaho, pupunta ka sa mga patay sindi na lugar. Di ba?
Patay hindi na lugar.
Pampabobo. Totoo naman. Ano makukuha mo doon? When I was younger, they used to criticize me like, Pax, napakaseryoso mo naman. After work, nagtatrabaho ka pa, nag-overtime. So, iniisip ko, kung mag-overtime ako, I'm gonna make more money, di ba? Versus, papunta ako sa mga lugar na beer house na yan, gagastos ka pa, malalasing ka pa, ubos pa pera mo.
Nag-indulge ka pa sa sin.
Tapos, kinabukasan, uulit ka na naman. So, most people, 10 years nang dumaan, lang nagbago. Bakit? Because your life is unexamined nga eh.
Yeah.
In order for you to progress faster, you have to keep asking the question. Where am I going? Para kanino?
Okay.
Where am I going? I want to become vice president. I want to make 500,000 a month. Okay? Okay, very good. Para kanino? Para sa pamilya ko. Kasi, siyempre, anong mas mahirap na trabaho? Yung kumikita ng 10,000 or 500,000? Which skill or business which job or business will require better skills? Kita na 15,000 buwan-buwan or 500,000 buwan-buwan? So yung higher income will require more leadership, di ba? It will require more competence, tama? So you're gonna have to learn them. You're gonna have to grow into that person.
Yeah.
If you don't ask those questions, you will not grow your skill. You will not grow your leadership. Ulit ka. So only those who are deliberate. That's why I said, before the age of 30, dapat vice president ka na or 100,000 na kinikita mo. So you have to have a clear strategy. So if ang trabaho ko will not give me 100,000, it's time to look for a different company. It's time to gain more skills. It's time to probably start a business because if you're gonna get to where you wanna go early, you have to be very deliberate in your actions talaga.
In the other side, how could you determine na, sige, you strive, you do a lot of things for your goal, but hindi nag-work, hindi pala yun yung plano sa'yo ng Panginoon?
When it comes to God's plan for you, the amazing thing about God kasi is that nothing ever happens by accident. So, kahit saan kayo nilagay ng Diyos, God always places around you and in front of you what He wants for you. So, for example, I would not have been in the Legion of Mary kung hindi kita na-meet. So, I had no intention to join it.
Yeah.
Okay? I would not have been in the choir if I did not meet you.
Yeah.
Di ba? I've seen the choir. I like what they do, but I wouldn't have joined unless you were there. So it was important for me to meet you at ang kulitan mo na dala ka sa choir, di ba? Same thing.
God is using me.
God always places opportunities in front of you. The question is not whether the opportunities exist. The question is, are you prepared to surrender to these opportunities? Wala namang aksidente. For example, if God wants you to, if you're praying to get a better job, someone will show up talaga and provide you with opportunities. Yeah. If you're looking for a wife, someone talaga will show up. Parang si Maria will show up.
Yeah, si Maria.
Parang si Maria to show up that will touch your heart. Diba?
Yeah.
Kasi like, let's be honest, marami namang babae sa mundo. The question isn't whether you can find one. The question is she God's plan for you?
For you.
2, if she was not God's plan for you, God is powerful enough for you to not meet them. Gano'n ba karaming babae ang nami-meet mo? At bakit sila yung nami-meet mo? I've always believed kasi na if she was not the one, God will let me meet somebody else. Or better yet, I would never have met her. Same thing for jobs. If this job was not for you, why was it in front of you then? Right? Have I had several offers in the past? Ang daming offers ko sa past that I could have been derailed because I chose them. But hindi. Every time I pray, God said no. Okay, choose this. Now, the question is, so why will distraction show up? Because God wants to find out if you are willing to surrender to His will, willing to
It's a test.
alam mo, willing to consult God kung Lord, tama ba ito? Or Lord, itong babaeng to, hindi. Itong babaeng to, hindi. Itong babaeng to, hindi. Yung ganon. O itong babaeng to, pwede. Pero Lord, kasi takot ako eh. Ganon. Ganon. You have to ask, you have to talk to the Lord. Parang ganon.
So, when discerning and talking to God, how do you determine na it is His voice yung naririnig mo?
When I was younger, okay, syempre, I've been praying all my life, di ba? So, meron kang phone, di ba? Meron kang phone, tama? Okay. If I call you over the phone, paano mo nalamang ako? Hindi mo naman ako nakikita.
Pag sinagot ko na, nasagot ko na.
nasagot mo na.
Boses mo. Kaya
Exactly.
laki.
Exactly. So, it might be cheesy, but same thing for your prayer life, di ba?
Yeah.
Kung kinakilala mo yung Diyos talaga, over time, alam mo kung paano siya mag-work. So, if I called you, strangers tayo, and I called you, hindi mo kilala yung boses ko, magkakamali ka talaga because you only know me for a little bit. But habang nag-grow yung relationship natin, alam mo yung boses ko. And sometimes, kahit di tayo nag-uusap, mata pa lang, nagkaintindihan na tayo, di ba?
Yeah.
Ganun sa mag-asawa, ganun sa magkaibigan, ganun din sa Diyos. The more you get to know God, the more you're familiar with how He works, the more you're clear about what choice He gave you.
Yeah. Wala na akong masabi. Ganito kami magkwento ni Kuya Pax. Usually, normal lang. Nakikinig lang talaga ako sa kanya. Yan siya lang lagi nagsasalita.
I think this is okay. Maybe next time we can talk about love life, di ba?
Yeah.
We can talk about fun. There's so
Pag
many...
love life pinag-usapan natin, ikaw naman yung nakikinig.
ako yung makikinig.
Siya ako yung nag-a-advise.
Ako yung matututo.
Kaso bawal pa i-reveal kung sino. Baka sa next episode, nandito siya.
Yeah.
Oy! Ano na, tapusin na natin to, bro.
Sige.
Any final message sa mga viewers natin?
This is actually a fun conversation to have when you can just let go and, have back and forth questions and conversations. But what I want to say to everybody kung nakikinig ka ngayon is this. I do think you should start with having a good relationship with our Lord talaga. Because whether we like it or not, whether you succeed or not, the most important question is ang ending. Saan ka tatambling? Saan ka pupunta? Saan ka mahihimlay? Diba? And you have to have a question for that ultimate question. Where are you going? Once that is clear, then the second question becomes, what are you fighting for? Because gigising ka, magtatrabaho ka, magpapakahirap ka, magsasakripisyo ka, what are you doing that for? You have to be very clear. Because if you're not clear about who you're fighting for, then you would not have the courage or the energy to sacrifice and fight for something. Okay? All the others, the question of paano becomes easy because may AI naman eh. May mentors naman who can tell you how to do something. But those two questions are the most important talaga to identify an answer. Yan ang gusto ko sabihin.
Everyone, thanks for watching and see you ulit sa mga susunod na episode nitong... Ano ba
Life,
title nito?
Lord and Laugh. Yes.
Life, Lord, and Love. Peace out.
Yeah.
Tapos na first episode, bro.
Ilang oras tayo?